Balloon Boy was the definition of fuck around and find out. This taught an entire generation of kids not to lie. In Colorado in 2009, a husband and wife frantically called 911. According to them, their son Falcon had crawled inside this massive balloon that they had been building in their backyard. The dad was an inventor and they were building this massive balloon in their backyard and were testing it out when it went up into the sky and the tether broke. And one of their sons named Falcon was inside. Said they looked everywhere and couldn't find him, and therefore he must be in the base of the balloon, which was one of his favorite places to hide. The spectacle is now featured in a Netflix doc, and if you like weird and mysterious things, give my account a follow. Since it was technically an aircraft, this had to be taken really seriously. Flights in the area had to be grounded, and this turned into a media circus. And I remember being a kid and seeing this aluminum contraption just flying through the air on the TV. But when it landed, authorities looked inside and didn't find Falcon. Turned out their son had crawled up into the attic and fallen asleep and didn't wake up to any of the commotion. The family then went on TV and had this to say. It also didn't help that the family had previously been on wife swap, so it kind of seemed like they wanted attention, but they then got a taste of bad attention and also became one of the first viral memes. The husband Richard ended up pleading guilty to a felony, and then his wife pled guilty to making a false report. They both had to serve prison time for this, which seems a little harsh. In the Netflix documentary, they talk about how difficult it was for the family being shunned socially, but the dad was also a felon. So he could not vote, he couldn't get certain jobs, and he eventually was acquitted by the governor. This was a controversial decision, especially since there wasn't much explanation given to it. But again, this was a really severe consequence. They say they pled guilty because there was just so much pressure and it was going to be expensive to fight. And then also his wife was an immigrant and she was worried about getting deported. I know this wasted police time and money, but did he really need to get a felony out of it? The family now lives in Florida where they belong. And because he was pardoned, the dad was able to get his consulting license and they just continue to build different things. The documentary is good. It's just one part. It's short. But I'll be honest, I don't believe them. I do think that they did it as a hoax. In the documentary, they said that after they couldn't find him, they truly believed that Falcon was in the aircraft. They didn't really give much explanation as to why Falcon said they did it for the show, but then they have interviews with the other brother where he was like, oh, I feel really bad now because I just made an assumption in my kid brain that Falcon must have been inside. I find it kind of odd that they're lifting up their balloon and they don't make sure one of their kids is there to see it because wouldn't that be a spectacle your kid would like to see? I would love to hear whether or not you believe the family in the comments.